Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Hawas Verde. I've been waiting on this one. Now there's a few things that I want to address, and I appreciate a lot of the feedback that I've gotten. The whole intention of my channel is to ultimately just tell you, like with a lot of these inspired buys, because most people aren't going to sample them, they're just going to outright buy them, and they're being pushed by content creators, and a lot of them are doing it for commission. They're making money, so they don't really care if you're getting something of value, especially if it's being sent to them for free and they're getting incentives. So when I do this, I'm not looking to be like an influencer. I'm not looking to create, flashy content that's super well edited. It's really just to give my authentic opinion on a fragrance, so that way you can see that hopefully me being as authentic as I am, you guys can trust me when it comes to telling you if the value for money that is there, if the quality is there, and if I think it's worth your money, and if the hype is real or not. That doesn't mean you're going to like everything that I recommend. Everybody, to everybody's nose. For example, some guy said that Gucci Guilty Elixir smells, like synthetic. And I get the synthetic smell, but he says it smells like chemicals or pest control spray and something to that effect. But to me, it's different, right? So fragrance is subjective. It's ultimately just to say, like, hey, is it absolute garbage? And a part of the quality, when I say that the value for money is there, that includes performance. That includes, the quality of the notes in there. Does it smell like really cheap? Or does it smell like it's worth more than what you're spending? So I try not to go into detail on performance because, my skin chemistry might be different than yours. Like, for example, Gourmands on my skin, like vanilla, doesn't last long. So Gourmands don't last long on my skin at all. Freshies actually last longer, which is weird. Usually it's the other way around, but that's just the way it works for me. I get better projection, better performance out of fresh fragrances than I do gourmand fragrances. So with that being said, when I say the value for money is there, it includes all of those factors. If performance is ever an issue, I'll mention it. But on to Hawas Verde. This one, I would say if you spent your money on it, value for money is absolutely there. It does smell like a mojito, with an atomizer. It's perfect for summertime. Like, I put in that category, it smells super like photorealistic. It's not one of those synthetic type fragrances. Like if you've ever smelled like a Maison Margiela, it kind of has that type of lane. It doesn't smell like a Maison Margiela, right? Because I don't think Maison Margiela has anything that smells like this. But in terms of that realism that Maison Margiela is known for, the Hawas Verde provides that. I noticed it's kind of interesting because right off the first spray, it starts off very light and airy, and I was like, ooh, I could tell this one's not going to perform very well. However, as it dried down, it got denser, so it got less airy, it got less bright, and it really dried down and got almost like subtly kind of creamy like, but still airy creamy, if that makes sense, in a lime, patchouli. I picked up a little bit of the apple, but it's mainly like lime and the patchouli and the amber, mixed together, that I really, really pick up on. So overall, I really like this fragrance. Like, out of Hawas, I have 7 Hawases. This is up there. This is in the top 2, if not 1, for me. I will say that this one isn't going to perform as typical Hawas fashion, right? They all tend to be really, really strong performers. I think this is going to fall in the average category. It will be a skin scent, but for as long as Hawas usually is. But in terms of like projection and sillage, I think it's going to be a little bit on the lesser side, because it is going for more of that photorealistic take in its presentation, which tends to be a lighter fragrance, at least in my experience. And usually with those types, they don't last as long. But for what you're getting, I think this is worth your money. I enjoy it. So perfect for the summertime, perfect for spring. It's going to shine in high heat for sure, especially where I'm at, where it's over 100 degrees often. This is going to feel amazing. And I think I even pick up on mint a little bit. I don't think mint's an official note, but I do pick up a slight mint in the opening. So that's a plus too, cool and refreshing when you spray it on. But overall, Hawas Verde, I like it. Let me know if you guys have this and what your thoughts are. But if you have any questions, comment down below. Thank you for watching.